Yeah,
I know, and the crazy thing, you never read it in the town. So you go to jail, you read all these books. Malcolm X ain't read nothing till he got locked up.
Right.
So now he got locked up. He read the whole dictionary. He's getting all this education, which is wonderful. But the problem is, these kids need to be educated before they even get to this spot.
Right, but we all know that. I mean, that's the solution.
But education is definitely the solution.
But my thing is this. A lot of it is discipline. Like you said, we have to discipline the kids from younger ages, because once they get to a certain point, they don't want anybody to tell them anything, especially men. Like, it's, another man telling them something. It's just, the ego thing, the pride thing. So it has to be programs, whether that's structured with discipline and different things, whether it's karate, gymnastics, whatever it might be. However, so I agree with the brother there, but the box isn't that. Like, the box is not that. The box is nothing.
Well, we ran him off. What happened?
No. I wanted to say something. I didn't want him to leave. I just wanted to say something. I say I am a firm believer of beat these kids' ass. I tell my friends. I tell my family.
But now you can't say that because some of the CEOs wow out.
No. I'm not talking about John. I'm talking about you after you birth them. Like, I feel like every kid needs an ass whooping, whether they bad or not. Just pop their ass one time. Just so they can know if this what you do, you get your ass.
You might be bad.
Catch Cinemax at an ACS case near you.
Yeah, I agree with that. Whip these kids' ass. Right. Wake him up at 4 a.m. for no reason and whoop his ass while he sleep.
No, I have a question. I have a question for Chi and a question for the CEO.
AJ.
I think that no juvenile should ever be put in solitary confinement. Ever.
They shouldn't, but it has you have to have other vessels to discipline them, because like he says, some of these kids is bugged out. He's the CEO. If he's walking, doing his count, and a young kid just spit on him, like, we men, like, he's a human being, he's a man, like, his normal reaction is like, yo, shorty, you 100, I will bring you, you know what I mean, like, but the kids will do it and be popping shit like it won't happen. So I get it. And trust me, I get it, man. Because now I talk to a lot of these kids. When I was in jail, I facilitated the drug and violence programs. So I know it's hard. Like, they make it hard to teach a class, and I'm one of them. So imagine someone they don't have no type of respect for. They looking at as a complete adversary. Right. However, it's like he said, discipline them, and it's different programs and things you could do to do that. Like, he seems like a decent brother that might converse with the brothers. And like, I done been in juvenile centers where now they order workout equipment, they order studio equipment. I done did classes at juvenile centers that just ordered the studio equipment, and the kids is into it. You gotta find shit. They only let me deal with the worst kids. And they chilling, like, they good. When they in the studio, they good. You got to channel in on what it is that they want to do. You can't just how is putting somebody in a room with nothing helping anybody? Hey, how is that helping anybody?
I've never worked with the juveniles, with the kids. Right. But again, I've had CEOs tell me who work with the kids. Now they don't put kids, at least on the Rikers. I can't speak for
the Rikers. They don't, and Obama just banned it in federal. Okay,
so
too.
that goes
for juveniles.
But I've heard CEOs who work with the juveniles. I've heard that the kids now say, like, well, now we can really wild out. We know that there's no consequences. They can't do nothing to us. So now you thought we were showing ass before. Now we really gonna wild out. I mean, I've seen them do things like program where they bring puppies in for the kids, more rec, more basketball, things like that, more incentives. But those things don't really work. I find that with the brother,
they work. Yeah,
I haven't seen them really work. I've seen individuals. The program that he's talking about, as far as like,
I see when the rappers come in, man. They deal with. They listen, man. They listen to us. Bro.
I'm not saying they don't. I'm not saying they don't listen. I'm saying that you're not there all the time, and the CEOs are there all the time.
That's a fact.
So it's easy to say that, but then
But I could say this: when I was there all the time, the CEOs wasn't there all the time.
I mean, you a busy man, brother. You can't be everywhere all the
time. You know what I'm saying? I was there for 12 years.
Yes.
And every 8 hours they leave and come back after they eat and act like they got the attitude. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's crazy. I mean, nowadays you got some CEOs, they tougher than the crew. Like, they thugged out.
You're going to have that's any job. You're going to have individuals who are always going to try to appear they're more than what they are. But for the most part, I like the idea he had as far as like putting studios in the jails and things of that nature. But again, that takes money. Giving individuals time.
But they
like,
spending the money, my brother. I swear to God, they spending the money, and that, like that's another thing when he said about the education thing. It's like, yo, if it's not only is the money is being spent regardless, but if you don't educate them when these kids come home, what are they doing? They gonna be snatching our mother's purse. They gonna be bumping us upside of our old asses upside the head because they don't know nothing else. So you might as well teach them. The money's gonna get spent. Why not put the money into something that's not watching them come back? They rather put the money in the boxes. Let's build some more boxes. Let's put some more TVs in the jail. Shit that ain't gonna do nothing but bring forth more BS. What's
we just got COs popping up all over the place. What the hell?
It's not a gang affiliation.
He ain't on the song. He ain't on the song.
Need some help. Hold on.
Get him.
Listen.
Where my head is at?
Yo, my peoples. Listen, I've been to jail a few times myself. You know, I've been to Rikers Island.
Beating kids. No beating the damn kids.
Hold on. What they did to you on there?
They handcuffed me to a crackhead.
No, not the COs.
The kid. I didn't make it that far. I didn't get processed. But now I changed my life and I hang out with a bunch of CEOs and cops and social workers. I'm being good now. I changed for the
the hell is going on?
You gotta have the right people on your side.
I was at City Island last night with one of my CO men.
That's what's up. But this is my homegirl, Makiba. She wanted to say something.
Yes, good. Hi, everybody. I don't know if I have a problem with it, but I'm not against the solitary confinement.
Explain.
To a certain extent at all. There are the programs there. There's schooling still there.
Right.
But it's what the individual want to do for, say, general. I've been in many jails. I'm about to start my 17th year, and I've seen nothing but the ups and downs. And the worst of all worst to me is my little year stint in RNDC, ARDC, with my two dudes over there. And it's bad. Like, these kids, you say you put it out there for them to learn and have these services for them, and they have it. I sat there and watched them in classes. The ones that don't want to be there, they don't be there. The ones that want to be there, they're scared to learn because the next minute sitting there talking about what you doing. We don't do this. Like, this time we do it. Right. And it's, the programs is there. Like, we have, so the money's there. It's not even thousands. It's millions. And they giving it to them, and they don't know what to do with it. She said the TVs, there's plenty TVs there. There's programs now. They got iPads. They're learning. This is a multi-million-dollar like industry inside jail, and they not taking advantage of it. It's the individuals itself, and it's not all about the CEOs. And it's respect. I'm a very respectful person.
She is.
I give it how you
know what?
it. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, what the hell?
You give me respect, and I give respect. I don't disrespect.
Hey, yo, but remember that time.
I don't disrespect nobody, and you can say that.
I need answers.
You came here and you know him, and you ain't saying you.
Born and raised in Brooklyn, like who I don't know.
Oh, we got to talk.
Yo, after party is gonna be popping.
We gotta talk. Go sit down. You want time out. You want time out right now. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Nah,
Wait.
I got a test. I mean, it was a while ago when I was on the island, but she cool as fuck. And at the end of the day, like the brother said, every profession you're gonna have good and bad. Every town, every neighborhood, every profession, every industry, you're gonna have hard workers, lazy motherfuckers, good and bad people, man. So, but you know, she's one of the good ones, and salute.
Hey.
First of all, I'm sorry to interrupt. We got my man Jinx.
Welcome,
my
Jinx.
DJ finally made it.
PX in the house.
What up? Oh, I didn't even get to send y'all no music.
And that's sort of my fault.
It's both our fault because we both knew better.
We got my girl Royalty. What's up?
What's up, y'all?
Royalty.
So you got Beela. You act like you want.
Oh, you got G-Check? All right.
We'll get to that later. So AJ, all that stuff you were. So I'm thinking AJ's getting double teamed now. They together. I don't know what's going on. You need some help or you good?
My COs are with me. I'm not worried about that.
I'm just listening to everybody. It's a good conversation, but like I said, I hate to keep beating the dead horse. You can't detach it from education because just like the young lady said, a lot of them is about what you want. But it's hard. How you going? it's about what you want. But if somebody's been, hasn't been given nothing their whole life, what do you expect? They're not just gonna know like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to feed children education from early. Yeah. You can't feed them nonsense their whole life, throw them in jail, and then offer them a program. Now I don't want your damn program. I want to be stupid. That's what I want. That's what I've been doing. So, like I said, the same people that build these jails build these schools, and they in it together. It's not an accident. This is on purpose. And until we realize that part of it, like, yo, we need to start educating our own youth. You know what I'm saying? Not what they're taught in school. Everything I know about myself, I didn't learn it in school. You know what I'm saying? Just like somebody brought up Malcolm X. It's a damn shame he had to learn all that in jail. Right. You know what I'm saying? He been on the streets his whole life, and what was he told on the streets? What did his teacher tell him when he was like 12, 13, 14 years old? What to be in the future? And that happens to a lot of us. These teachers be scared of you. They be scared of little 4th graders, 5th graders. Scared of you, calling you, you got to deal with him, his behavior. He in the 4th grade. So that all is so they scared of a 4th grader. How do you think they feel about somebody that's incarcerated?
No doubt.
How do you think they feel? How do you think they gonna treat them?
Royalty, you up? Got something to speak on?
I mean, I did have a question.
Okay.
You have daughters.
2.
Right. So I want to know, how do you talk to them about this? Because these are real issues, right?
Well, yes. Finish.
These are real issues, and you have. I mean, a lot of us are locked up. So you have our young women that we're trying to raise to be smart and to understand and be educated in both streets and books. But how do you explain these situations? What if your daughter wants to date somebody who has been locked up or gets locked up for, the same situation that you've been in?
Well, basically, my older daughter, Sky, she's 17. She did my whole entire prison stint with me, her and my mom. They were basically my strongest supporters while I was away, so salute to them. I'm a laid-back person, but I'm upfront with it. I'm going to speak my mind. What you see is what you get. So I let her know what it is, but she sees what it is. Like the kids nowadays, my daughter, she lives in Harlem. So
shout out to Harlem.
She walks to school every day. She sees what it is as far as a lot of the BS going on with officers. However, I do teach them that there's good officers too. Like, you need law and order. At the end of the day, daddy's not here all the time. I want you safe. And I know it's officers, police officers, that keep my daughter safe. I know it's individuals incarcerated who not built for some of the individuals incarcerated. And you need officers to keep them safe. Right. So I understand. So I don't down cops, but what I do try to tell them is that a lot of people abuse their power. I was in the courthouse 2 days ago, and I had to take care of something, and it was taking a long time, and they had told me to come at 5. It was like 7:15. I had my daughters with me, so I had things to do. So I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, why y'all told me to come at 5? Yeah. And like, it was a black officer. He was a cadet. He wasn't even an officer. And he's like, well, you don't have to wait. And I'm like, nah, it has to do with my daughter. I do have to wait. And he's like, well, only one parent has to be here. I was like, I don't care how many parents have to be here. That's my daughter. I'm not going nowhere. He was like, well, you can leave or get locked up. And I said, locked up for what? Wow. So immediately, like, my wife spazzed. Like, she got up spazzed. She ready to write up the world. Supervisor. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm like, my thing is this, that like, I walked to the niggas, as a man, they holding me like, chill, you gonna get locked up? I'm like, I'm not, this is silly. He was a kid, like, he'll never lock me up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm smarter than that. But like, I went to him, I'm like, and there was another white officer there. I'm like, yo, lock me up for what? Oh, cause you was getting loud. Getting loud? No, I wasn't. You didn't tell me to quiet down. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy how certain people just abuse their power. And I was like, yo, bro, you a cadet, you're not even a cop yet, and you basically, wanted to, or suggested getting me locked up because you basically didn't like my attitude, more or less. But you can't have individuals with badges who abuse their power like that just because they don't like your attitude or your look or how you say something or how your pants hang, feel they could do whatever, or you subject to search, or you subject for them to put their hands on you. So, and that's where it gets tricky with the discipline, because like the brother said, these kids need discipline, and some of them need the shit slapped out of them, without a doubt.
Preach.
However, when there's no one to supervise that's not biased, sometimes that shit getting slapped out of him turns into the officer who had a bad day, you know, getting his shit off. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we can't have that neither. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, especially with the juveniles, you got to understand they kids. And anybody spit in your face, you gonna be ready. My 5-year-old spit in my face, I'm a papa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you know what I mean?
We know Cinemax well.
That's a human response to react like that.
No doubt.
But at the same time, when you the person with the badge that took that oath, you supposed to legally be the bigger person.
Whoa, wait, AJ, I gotta let you respond to that. So you feel like you're the one with the badge, you have to be the bigger person. How do you feel about what he just said?
Yeah, you got to be the bigger person.
You're supposed to be.
You're a human being.
Right.
You know, somebody. Again, I can't speak on the juveniles, but I've had grown men. It's never happened to me, thank God.
Greg is back.
But I've seen individuals have urine thrown in their face or have feces thrown at them and things of that nature. It's kind of hard being the bigger person.
I can imagine.
You know?
I can't
imagine.
The individual who does that, I mean, jail is a completely different world than outside.
It
here.
is.
So you know if something like that happens, there's going to be a consequence. Man to man, you know that, there's going to be a consequence.
Yeah.
So how you handle that consequence is what it's all about.
Right.
There's going to be a consequence.
Starleby, you have a question?
Question for the COs. Being that you're in New York facility and you see the population is pretty much black.
Black and Latino, true.
Yeah, it's pretty much 85% black, right? Maybe Hispanic, okay.
Both.
Now, I have a bachelor's in criminal justice. My correctional administration degree is my associate's degree.
So all the plugs. We don't need little plugs.
No, I'm really against the facility. That's the thing. I've never went into the jail system because I kind of look at you guys as slave masters.
I mean, you've never been there, so.
No, the system kind of hires you guys to kind of, I don't know, it's
to enforce the master's will?
Enforce the master's rule upon your own people. And if you look at what's going on in the world right now,
right.
The cop just got convicted, guilty, the Chinese cop guilty. You guys face the worst of it because of the fact that, you know what I mean? You guys, I don't know, you enforce the law upon us, but then they use you guys as scapegoats. And at the end of the day, they don't protect you.
I mean,
you understand what I'm saying?
I feel like the Chinese cop, if we just gonna talk about the Chinese cops shouldn't have been charged in the first place.
Whoa. But it's a lot of cops that shouldn't have been charged, but that's what we go back to.
Yeah, he said that.
He shouldn't have been charged.
Wait, I'm not hip. Hold up.
You said he shouldn't have been
charged? I'm not hip.
charged?
Somebody hit me real quick.
He said that.
I'm not hip.
He was in the New York City housing facility. You come out the back, someone jumps. I mean, it's a reflex.
Do you want me?
You
You cannot charge a police officer with murder. It's damn near impossible. Wait.
Wow.
That's why they always get off. Because first of all, even if you want to go to Sean Bell, he was charged incorrectly. The cops are charged with murder. You cannot charge a cop with murder when he's doing his job. What he did was reckless. What they training
them cops that shoot them people in the back, that's murder, homie.
Hold on,
that's murder.
Wait. That's not murder.
That's assassination.
I'm gonna explain. That's not murder because when I take an inmate out on a hospital run, if I take an inmate out on a hospital run, I have something called a securing order, what he's being charged for. And if he's charged with a felony, it's called Mr. and Mrs. A. Bake. And if he's being charged with murder, rape, arson, burglary in a certain degree, if he's being charged with if he's charged with a misdemeanor, I cannot shoot him in the back. But if he's a fleeing felon,
comes on in the background.
A fleeing felon, I can clap him in the back with no problem.
Now, okay, that's a fleeing felon.
All right,
we talking about an individual who's not a felon, who's on the street, who police stop and shoot him back.
Years ago, the cops just shot a man who was a cop chasing a dude that was in a car that was trying to break into his car, and he was running, chasing the guy, and he had a gun out, and the cop shot him in the back.
I only got two things to say to everything you said. Just like I said before, all these laws that you spitting off, who wrote them? That's one. Who wrote them? Now, the second thing is, why don't these situations happen to white people? Why they only happen to us?
Never.
I agree.
Because it's built like that's no disrespect. All of that I don't respect. I don't respect this law. I don't respect the prison system. I don't respect these schools. I don't even respect this country. I live here, but I don't really respect it.
What are the choices? You have
no the choice.
The thing is the thing in the high rise is that you have individuals robbing people in those hallways. They're breaking the elevator on purpose so people can take the steps up the hallway, then bust out all the lights. And then people getting robbed and
why is my son dead though? Okay, why is my son dead?
Have to be in those
All
hallways
that is true.
protect.
All
So
that-
now they're hiring the wrong individuals, people with college educated degrees, right? And they need people from the hood to actually, because if I
Exactly.
was
I agree.
If I was that cop, I would have known that I don't have to pull my gun. I would have ran up on Charlie. Yo,
But like I said,
To the mic,
like
to the
I
mic,
s-
to the mic.
hang out with drug dealers
But-
on the corner
but now-
and be at ease because I'm from the hood.
But
You cannot
now-
hire people
like I said,
from Long Island
you can't.
and then expect them to know how to police the black
community. Now, all that aside, let's not act like black people are the only people that came to this country, even though we was forced, that did crime. Italians did plenty of crime. Jewish people did plenty. They had their neighbor. Were they getting beat up by the police? Were they getting shot and stabbed in their hallway by the law? Were they getting thrown in jail at a disproportionate number? It happens to us. The rules are always different for us. And what she
And it's
said,
always going to be.
Yes,
It's the
always
new
gonna-
Jim Crow, and
It's
this
the
is
new-
what we're dealing
exactly.
with. It's the new Willie Lynch, and this is what we're dealing with.
Prison system is nothing different than a new way of slavery.
I agree.
That's all it is.
Tell me about the gun line, boss. Tell me about the gun line, boss.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Now I'm not saying we
All
shouldn't
that
have
is the gun
jails,
line.
because
But
yes,
at the end of the day, I'm receiving a
So at
check.
the end of the day, the first is for real.
if I stop to frisk everybody on Wall Street, I ain't gonna find no weed and coke in their pockets either.
Of course you will.
So why don't they?
Because they don't. That's not.
So
what,
that's the bigger issue.
You talking about crack and cocaine?
That's why a lot of people in jail. The majority of people in jail ain't for violent crimes.
You talking about Rockefeller drug lords? You talking about the things that they after us?
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line.
And that's what I'm saying. So now, like he said, it's a whole different world. Once you get in that system,
How can
you
we
gotta
change it?
adapt.
How can we change it?
No.
How about we do Marcus
That's why I
Garvey?
started.
How
No,
about we do Marcus Garvey? We all take our bodies back to
No.
Africa.
I said it starts with school. We need to start
We don't need to be
educating
here.
ourselves.
We don't need to be here.
No, we need to start. I was here. I was born here.
But we don't need to be
I was
here.
born here.
Don't nobody care about
I
us
never
here.
been to jail.
But nobody to care about us here.
Like, you know why? Because I got a certain respect for myself and for my other people that a lot of young people don't have. Because my parents taught us a different way. If you're taught a certain way, you will act differently. Kids, everything is taught. It's learned
I
behavior.
can be taught a certain way, but I still get pulled over by the cops. I'm a correction officer and I get pulled over by the
no
cops.
doubt.
But I can act in a certain way and they still can
No
take
doubt.
me down. They don't
No
like
doubt.
the way I look. They
And
don't
that-
like what car I'm driving. And they just say, and I'm being polite.
I
Hey,
get
listen,
you.
officer, I don't want no trouble, but shut the fuck up, nigga.
Yeah.
How much nigga you gonna
You
call
get
me?
and that's
niggas too much.
And that's why I said, like I said, it's different for black people, Hispanic people of color than everybody else. Because I've been stopped by. I've had a gun put to my chest
Me too.
by an officer, and I was in high school.
Regular basis.
I was in high school.
That's regular shit in
Yeah.
Brownsville.
So is that regular shit in Long Island?
No, but it's not gonna be.
All right,
It's not
listen.
gonna be, and we know this.
Basically, we got a long way to go. You know, that's what I'm hearing. We still fighting. Chi,
Yo.
give your shout outs, man. I want to thank you for coming through, man. I appreciate you.
Thank
Very
you,
professional
thank
from
you,
the
thank you,
Yes,
day one.
thank you.
My shout outs, big ups to everybody. My Miss Shiley, she tuning in.
Yeah.
Big shouts to Shiley, Jingling
out.
Baby Entertainment. If y'all out in Brooklyn, come to Lust tonight. Uncle Murder, Maine.
Oh, Nisha and them? Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. Yeah.
Who else? Chi Ali BX, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Follow me, hit me up. Everybody, big shouts to everybody. Everybody that's doing them, being safe, staying legal, staying sucker free, staying away from police. To the to the good cops who ain't kicking ass too much.
That's right. That's right.
As she looks back at home.
Yes.
Yo, shout AJ. Thank you, brother. Thank you for
Yes,
coming
thank
through.
you for coming. Thank you.
Greg.
And yo,
I
thank
forgot the
y'all.
young lady name.
I thank y'all for
Kiba.
having me too,
No,
bro.
thank
I
you for
appreciate
coming
it.
through. No
No, we
doubt.
were so
Because
happy to have you.
This is a
Yes.
topic that I'm really moving on myself with my brother Mike Son, Tamika Mallory, my brother Five with Harlem Restoration. So it's just a movement we really running with right now. So it's the perfect opportunity and perfect time for it. It was a great timing. I appreciate y'all for having me. I appreciate the CO brothers for dialoguing and kicking with me, because at the end of the day, it has to be a meeting of the minds. It can't be a us against them mentality, because like she said, it's all us, and even the COs, the COs is getting older now, so some of the asshole COs, they sons is getting locked up now. So,
all right, they giving us the
their
cue.
attitudes
Chick.
is changing.
We gotta go. Happy Sunday,
Peace, y'all.
Happy
everybody.
Sunday. See y'all next week.
Yeah.
Peace. Later.
It's dope.